The suspect matched your description.
That's
What? Because
racist.
I'm black?
You think that I killed
I'm
her?
sorry.
Where were you
Oh,
after that?
snap.
Folks, please, you guys know who these folks are. We've got Paulie of the Latino Slant, and we have got
Hey.
Still Abdul. How are you gentlemen doing?
Bueno. Muy bien. I'm good. Let's have some fun.
It's gonna be interesting for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Is that what we're
I'm
calling
ready.
this?
Yeah. It's kind of like, when you go to that one relative's house that you do not want to go to, and there's always that one relative who doesn't want to be there either and makes it known they do not want to be there either, and you're just like, man, this is fun.
So you're saying we're at a wake and we found each other, so misery loves company.
Yes, it does. It does.
A wake of something that we used to love very much.
That we used to love and have been told that we have the wrong opinions. We are the wrong audience for it. And they're telling me that I am supposedly the audience for it, but I don't think so. But we'll see.
I mean, just by outward appearances, it seems that we would be the audience that supposedly they want us to be.
That's right.
Sure about that?
All I got to do now is just identify as trans, and we're in there.
And we've got the oppressed white female humanoid. We've got the sister girl humanoid, and we've got the sensei humanoid back there in the back. So they're going for what I would call the whole. I shouldn't say Skittles because that's another thing. The really good chocolate chip cookies, the ones that don't have just one chip in it, the ones that have like quite a bunch that's in it.
Bro, like I'm usually the optimistic person. Like that's the thing. It's like I'm just hearing too many bad things about this already. It's like it's not sounding good.
What? So I know we're gonna get into and all that stuff, but I guess the interesting question is, can we get anything out of this by having such low expectations?
Sure.
Okay.
That's an excellent question.
Maybe
expect like ground level trash and
I mean, a little bit below. I'd say at least 6 inches below
the ground.
Yeah. See, if we're on ground level, we're getting sun. We're getting that vitamin. We're getting attention, the love of the sun. Maybe we're a once brilliant green pasture. Now we're just kind of faded, but there's hope.
We're in the casket. Then we're coming in casket level.
Yeah.
And all we do is dig out.
We're like way down there, not that lovely topsoil level with the earthworms, churning up the earth and giving us, nutrients and stuff. We're down there in the limestone layer where it smells like a hot fart and nothing's growing there. Okay, I think that's where we pretty much are.
All right, I think I got it. I think I'm locked in.
The Acolyte. This is kind of just like when you see a traffic accident that you should keep going, but you got to slow down and look anyway. And I think this is what this is going to be. So without further ado, we're going to start with episode 1. Recap a little bit. Responses, then go to episode 2. These episodes are only 30 minutes each, folks. So, yeah, 30 minutes.
Okay, good.
So
Oh my.
I don't know if that means we're going to have a lot to say, or we're just going to be like,
Okay.
woo.
All right.
Y'all ready?
I'm
You
ready.
ready? We're ready. We're like as ready as we're gonna be. Okay, you guys ready? Let's roll. Lost and found. The Jedi pursue a suspect after shocking crime. Great, we're back to CSI Star Wars again.
What the F?
Acolyte kills the dream.
That was a
Whoa,
terrible.
whoa,
That was-
Ultron. Lost and found.
That was.
Oh, listen, look at
more
her.
sad.
Created, written by. She gave herself 3 different titles.
Dang.
4. Come
And
on,
EP.
girl. Jesus effing.
We need one more.
You gotta be kidding me. 4 titles, Leslie. Let's see if we can go for a 5th. Come on.
We
Come on.
get
Lord,
this is her vision. You know, like we
Pinche,
get it.
pinche costumes. Oh, and creative and
Craft
based off of,
services.
yeah, based. Oh, I was gonna say something really bad.
Weinstein Island.
I was gonna say something really bad.
Man.
Oh, this. Ooh, this was
Well,
just
Amanda.
freaking awful. What is it? Oh, wait. What did it say about Carrie Ann Moss? I'm skipping. With Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah, like if you blink, don't blink.
Yeah.
Don't blink.
Didn't just good.
What was the first?
Yes.
What was the first episode called? Say it, Polly. Say it. Oh, her other title.
Oh, the first episode, Lost and Found. I wanted to stay lost right now. I just I can't.
Lost and found my lunch.
Oh man.
I'm trying.
So how do you want to do this,
out.
Lorena?
Ooh, you know what? It's best to just rip the Band-Aid off. What now that you have seen this whole episode, overall, what are your impressions about it?
I'll go ahead. I guess I mean, I would like a Soul series. I just follow him around pretty much because it just. I'm real big on, like I was saying earlier about the protagonist. Like, you know, I gotta like the protagonist, and that whole twin thing setting her up. I thought that was messy. I hate that trope. The choreography was pretty good. Like I said, I pay attention to the stunts a lot. That was actually decent. Characterization of Jedi was terrible. Outside of Soul, that's pretty much it. Like it's like everyone's saying, the whole exposition thing. Not good line reading, not good acting. It just was a really sloppy first episode, and it's like they probably should have done these. They could have dumped this whole season at once. I think just if this is how it's going to be this season or worse. So I see why I did 2 episodes, because like this first episode doesn't sell. There'd be no anticipation. So yeah, so that's my rapid thought right there. Yeah.
Polly?
This is terrible. It's garbage. It's trash. It's Disney Star Wars at its finest. And yeah, mierda. Caca. You know, that's pulling off the Band-Aid, you know, which we've been used to. You know, our wounds, we all have strong Star Wars scars now, because we know what great storytelling in Star Wars used to be like. You know, there was even decent storytelling in the prequels. It says some of the execution was a little self-indulgent on Lucas's part, but you know, here you have some elements, and you killed off one of the elements. I'm just kind of still blown away by that whole stupid interaction. And then the Asian gentleman is incredible. So I'm almost afraid what they're going to do to him. all in the sake of the two Wonder Twin.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Total escalation coming. You already know.
I mean, so there's some very few interesting takeaways from it, but most of it was rushed, a storytelling, which I'm kind of surprised. It's not like Leslie, didn't she an award-winning like screenwriter with Russian Doll or something?
Doll, yeah.
So very lackluster opening. Yeah, I like the monster, like some of the gadgets, the little dude. I liked her with and the little interactions he's got, but it's not enough, and I'm just dreading watching ahead now. That's all I got for right now.
This is ass. I mean, it just is. Things go too fast. There's no reason that's given for you to really form an emotional tie to the protagonist. There's stuff that's being answered too quickly. They're not letting us follow those breadcrumbs and try to, look at these little clues as we go on. And as someone who hasn't really read any of the EU novels, my basis for Star Wars canon is the first 6 films. Yes, you heard me say that, the first 6 films. I would look at this like I have no idea where this fits in. At all. Nothing looks familiar to me, but that's probably the reason why they're doing this, trying to basically divorce themselves from from the Skywalker saga, which is a mistake. People have been telling them that it's a mistake. And frankly, if anybody actually watched this first episode, no, there's nothing. There's nothing to me that really truly feels like Star Wars. Yeah, there's a couple cool moments in it. I like the fact that was it Osha that I remember that, like Osha, like
Osha and May
to just use the Force to catch the bot. So I'm glad they didn't do that, although it was kind of a semi, I guess, serendipitous that, hey, ship moved, boom, guess what, I can go and grab it. So I'm glad they did that. I'm glad it seemed like every good deed she didn't go unpunished. She got turned in, but overall there isn't enough to make me really care about this character. I only care about Soul, and again, for the same reasons that you guys were saying. He has really, the actor has really great presence. Again, it's just like with Ahsoka, like with Ray Stevenson. Okay.
I would say this is this has a potential to be a little deeper, more complex. So Ahsoka was pretty flat. Mm-hmm. This has been filmed. This was filmed and in the can for a long time, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It was done way before the strikes and everything. Yeah.
So I could tell because of the editing. It was quick when it wasn't supposed to be. Then you held on when you weren't supposed to hold on. And a great example of that is holding pause for Leslie Headland's wife. That was just terrible. That was like a horrible line reading. And she was so unlikable. It's like, wow, what a weirdo. It's like weirdo Jedi, green bald lady with the worst line reading ever. And then the characters that are endearing, which is our main girl. Mm-hmm. It's like, again, I go back to that scene where it's like, there's those 2 moments where it's like, give her that moment. It was her. I don't think her acting was that bad. She wasn't terrible. She's actually acting a little hard out. And give her. So there must have been something there. There must have been some bad filmmaking and some bad editing. Well, it was bad editing. Must have been some bad filmmaking, because I'm like, that scene just didn't make sense why it sped so fast.
Yeah, because it's just It's just awful because I think they started working on this in, was it 2022? I think that's when it
2022,
was
yeah.
announced. Yeah, around 2022
Yeah.
when it was announced, and it just compared this to again. I don't care for Andor. I watched 2 episodes and I'm like, this is not for me. I'm not interested. But the production quality was there. The writing quality was there. All of that lined up and it made sense. And I think that cost less than this
Pretty sure it did.
for as much money as they spent on it. And it's so wasted because the premise I like. That there's this mystery who's going around killing Jedi. Okay, I like a good mystery, but they're not getting me to buy into this.
But let's talk about the production, right? You have all this millions of dollars. I did see it in the first. I did not see it in the first episode, and then you have this weird bad guy at the end who's got a red lightsaber.
You don't fight a Jedi with weapons.
Right. Okay. Now
Okay.
you tell me. She should have said, "Now you tell me."
Mm-hmm.
And then just the killing off of Carrie Ann was just
that is so effed up. I mean, for how many people probably thought, hey, maybe she's some kind of stabilizing factor. Would have been great to have her play off against Soul, having those two, to together. But to just knock her off like that, and the way that they did it, it was so freaking sloppy. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me with it. Just no.
Well, it was like distraction. What? I just I gotcha. Wow. I mean,
how many? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Paulie.
But I don't see the point of that. It's not like she was she overpowered Carrie Ann Moss with any, it basically at the end of the day, she was getting her ass kicked, and then she does this, hey, look over there, psych, oh, you're dead.
Just the way that she walked in there, just like, no, I'm going to kill you. I'm like, what, like a bad Bond villain? You're going to telegraph what you're going to do? It was so cringe.
This is low rent. It's low rent.
Yes.
This is all low rent. The CW.
Yeah.
And someone talked about the Timothy Zahn books, the Thrawn books. Though, and it's a luxury, it's a different medium, it's a novel, but it's like they really they had the storytelling confidence of laying out new characters, laying out the time. What's the rush here? Why is it 30 minutes? This is your opener. Should have been an hour.
I don't know if it's just that you have people writing this, because what does she give herself written by,
created by,
created by. I think it's just really bad writing, not being able to understand how the craft of storytelling works.
And I gotta tell you, Lorena, I really see this now. Why this was a Leslie Headland vanity project. It's garbage. This is her Star Wars, and she rifled it through. She probably had some old school bad business on Kathleen Kennedy. It's like, you're gonna greenlight my shit, or else I'm gonna cough up the photos. Because there's no way there's no reason why this should have been made. There's no reason why this should have been made.
None. No reason even for it to exist. And if I remember correctly, was it the Hollywood Reporter? I think when Leslie dropped information about this, it's like there was nothing from Disney about this. It just came out with her saying, "Yeah, I'm working on this project, Star Wars," and it all went, from there. But I agree with Paul, because stranger things have happened in Hollywood with how certain things get made, and this.
Oh yeah.
There's no reason. I mean, Kenobi Yeah, as much as I didn't like the premise. Okay. Andor, I could see where they were going, with that. But actually, the proof is it was actually a good show. Not my taste, but it's a good show. There's nothing in this first episode that makes me want to keep watching except to see how this train is going.
Well, I mean, this is now, part of our job description. But yeah, I'm just blown away that this woman got this greenlit. The only reason I could think of, guys, right? And I know the business, and been in around it with my girlfriend. She's a working actor, great reputation, earned all her roles, all that stuff, the hard way, the right way, by auditioning, all that, building up your reputation. Is that Leslie must have had some dark business hanging over Kathleen Kennedy.
It checks the boxes. We know Disney's business plan now, right? And so then I was trying to look up something with the High Republic, because this based with all that. I just saw some videos, but supposedly the Jedis, they were like kind of like more like badasses then, and it is like they're misrepresenting even their High Republic stuff just by looking at this. So this, I don't know what this is supposed to be.
I don't think she did either.
Well, no,
I can't have this money.
From what I hear, it's headed towards the alphabet, people, Nirvana. That at the end of the day is where the Force began. That's what I heard, where this is all going to be headed towards. So, yeah, and of course, Leslie and her wife, they love all that stuff. So there you go. So weird, man. So weird that this is Star Wars now.
Well, supposedly Leslie's claiming she's going to like kind of define the Sith in this season. So I know it's going to be laughable, but supposedly that's her lore she's going to get from this. So. Bad business. Bad business with that. You're gonna have the usual critics that's gonna like try to push this and
and say it's the best thing ever. But it's like I don't care. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a part of the Skittles Nation. I don't care. What I care about is a good story, and you haven't even done that here.
It's a lot of information dumps. It was too much dumped. Actually, that was probably like 3 episodes worth of story they could have used. Actually made compelling characters. Like they actually could have spreaded some of that out, but yeah, that is what it is.
Well, y'all ready to move on to the next one? I so feel not empowered from that first episode.
Can it only go up? Because I hear it doesn't, but
oh Lord. Well, here we go. Episode 2. Is that where y'all ended it?
Well, it wasn't written by Leslie. We had 2 other writers on it.
I don't know if they even did any better.
It was a slightly better episode. It was slightly better. Oh, man.
I don't know why I shouldn't be shocked, but this is just awful.
Wait. Oh. That was like next episode. That's X-Men. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, what? X what? Gotcha. Oh, I was like, oh, they're going there.
What? I'm trying to figure out what exactly they're trying to accomplish here with this episode. You would think that. Oh, sorry, go ahead. So
Oh no, I'm saying that overall, it's the fight against a form of patriarchy. The Jedi is to make them look stupid, to job them. You know, they have an unforgivable past of downing women or something like that, or that'll all probably come out later or something. It's this concept is silly in this world, like in this IP. This is a silly concept.
I don't, and we talked about this. We talked about with this the previous episode. This whole thing of making the Jedi look like the most incompetent fools um, in the galaxy. The Jedi were some of the most revered, people, and they took their jobs very, very seriously. It seems in this show, they're treated like a joke, like we're talking about. Just roll up into a Jedi temple, and none of them can sense through the Force that somebody's there that shouldn't be. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just ridiculous. It just doesn't. Again,
That's
it just,
Star
as
Wars.
someone who's just seen the films, I'm just like, this makes zero sense to me.
Rest in peace, Star Wars. You had a good run.
It is dead. That's what this is.
This is really just Star Wars in name, but unfortunately, they're going to kind of crush what's cherished with us, in that our imaginations ran with the idea of the past of the Jedi. It's a more civilized era. We used, how the Jedis were, protectors of peace, guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And I did get that in his prequels. I did love that in his prequels, and I did love the Jedi, from Mace to Yoda to Qui-Gon.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the infighting, because Qui-Gon was always complaining about this, which was wonderful. And they went a little deeper with that, with the Clone Wars a little bit. But going back 100 years prior, there really shouldn't be that much change. These should be very, well trained, in tune masters and knights and Padawans. It's like these aren't even Jedis. These aren't even Jedis. Which is really another shame, because you actually have some very good actors, very capable, and again, where is this going? What's the point of this story? Because the story was told 100 years later with Darth Plagueis, then Palpatine,
Mm-hmm.
and then Vader and Luke. I mean, you had those generations already. You're just basically retro, this, and you're going to add that they're, binary women. I don't know what. Not that matters, but it's not really. There's nothing very, very compelling about what we just saw at all. A good little scene here and there. Yeah, a little fight here and there. But at the end of the day, it's not Star Wars.
No, and I think that's what they miss. Like, what makes
Mhm.
Star Wars what it is, what makes us buy into these characters and care
Mhm.
about their storylines and what happens to them. And that's not in this.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I only attempted to watch this because the Star Wars name is like slapped on it. Like if this was a original, IP or whatever, like it would be bad storytelling, bad character development. Like if it would be no reason to watch it. Just using the Star Wars brand, like it's the same old move. For what they're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's much easier to tear down something that already exists rather than create your own thing. And from what I've heard, that Leslie Headland specifically chose this time period so she wouldn't be connected to the canon. What do you all think of that?
For
It's
sure.
pretty
Yeah.
obvious by what's going on with this.
That was the attempt, right? And it's like, but you still have those, those rules, like those Star Wars, tropes. You still got to fit in that box. Like, going 100 years in the past, you would think you have more to play with, but no, this is really falling flat. Like, really, I have, there's no rewatchability at all for this.
No, I 100% agree with you on that. This seems to be something that's written by someone who does not understand Star Wars. I remember in an interview when they asked her, well, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? She's like, I don't know, all of them.
Oh, all of them.
Every single thing.
It's not the answer that that you give to something like Star Wars, and it's just so obvious that she's no clue.
Yep.
No clue whatsoever.
Yep. I mean, you're only 100 years before the prophecy of Anakin, so that's first of all just way too close. And so some of the lifelines of these alien Jedis are, from Phantom Menace should very much still be alive. I think they're gonna show the one alien, I forgot his name, the one alien Jedi with the long neck that was on the Jedi Council. Remember that in Phantom Menace? He got the long ass neck, a little alien head. I heard that one's gonna be there.
Okay.
Point is that it's the way the world is set up, the universe is set up, and these aliens is that 100 years is like 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, you had Yoda, you had Yaddle, you had these. Forgive me, I don't remember all their names that are on the council. It takes so many years just to get on the Jedi Council. I mean, all we got was the green ball chick who was terrible. I mean, when I say terrible, I don't mean even just acting. I'm talking about terrible as being a superior to a soul. Really bad intel, really bad. Oh no, you got to go and get the sister. With that sister, no, you don't need to bring her back. Just go. Just idiots, man. And so yeah, I mean, again, these are not Jedis. These are not the Jedis you're looking for.
No.
Definitely
Move along. Move along.
Plo Koon, thank you. Plo Koon.
To portray like master Jedi, that's the most disappointing part with me is like, the Carrie-Ann Moss, you come up, she's supposed to be a master. She could have easily subdued her 3 times in that fight. But they got to go with this, this master, this power structure needs to be job. So, you kill off the masters like that. So I already, I just hate concepts like that. It's silly.
All right.
Star Wars is dead. I knew it was. But this just confirms it. You get someone who it's very obvious through their writing. They don't care about the previous, lore or being, staying with the continuity of that lore. They want to spin off something else to I don't want to say make a point or make their own points or make their own agenda. And Star Wars isn't about agenda at all. And something tells me this is just going to get more and more divisive as it goes on. This isn't even good Star Wars. This isn't even good sci-fi at all. It isn't even good storytelling. And the fact that this got greenlit.
So yeah, and apparently we're gonna get a big bomb of a lore, of a canon reveal in episode 3, according to Alan Ning. And so that I'm like, they're really gonna dismantle the canon of Star Wars. Not that they can't, they're gonna do it. Disney's gonna do it, right? Right? But
Yeah.
We got our movies, we got our books, but this is bad.
It's like
I think what
it's
it's like what it is.
It's like really the oh man.
It's just like you need a palate cleanser after after watching this. And to tag onto what Paulie was saying, I believe I forget who asked Alan to like kind of clarify further, what do you mean about episode 3? And it's pretty much probably more divisive than The Last Jedi.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Correct.
And I want to say why, but we all know why. They want to get away from the Skywalker saga.
I say do it. You're really going to put this out of its misery, and no one's going to watch. No one's going to care. We're watching it as a total, a morbid curiosity of, something that's long been dead. And so just do it. Make it a go full on, however you want to go full on. Absolutely just ridiculous, man. I'm gonna go and review this right now and just give a little my takes on it. But it's pretty much just uninspired storytelling.
Yeah.
It's uninspired, it's boring, and if they think that somehow in order to make Star Wars palatable to women, you just have to dump some female characters in it, doesn't work like that. Obviously.
It can. I mean, there's room for it, right? That's the thing, is that, and you had some capable actresses in this, some wonderful actresses. Carrie-Anne Moss is wonderful. But what did you do with her?
And that's the thing. It's just like you have these people who can obviously act, but the material that you're giving them to work with, and that's what breaks my heart when I see, really good actors and even really good up and coming actors where the material is just garbage, and you can tell that they're trying, their best, to slug through it. And again, it goes to the point of the story needs to be there first and foremost. The story needs to be there in order to hook us in. And if it's not there, you lose us. I mean, again, besides morbid curiosity to see what happens in episode 3, because I was late to the party when it came to The Last Jedi. I didn't get to see that in the theater. Life happened. I wound up watching that later, like on, I think I saw it like on demand or something like that. So I wasn't around for that collective, what the bleep is this? I was like later and saw it and said, what, the people actually saw this? I mean, and somebody thought that this was okay, so I was behind with that. But with this, it's like, I want to be there in front of this whole dumpster fire with some popcorn to see how are they really going to do it. They're going to do it, but I need to witness that just to absolutely feel that absolute height of passivity. Like, okay, you really did it. So guess what? No, not going any further with that. You can complain all you want to about saying, men didn't support it, or, it's
Mhm.
hard for you as a female in working, in Star Wars, although we didn't hear anything like that from the likes of Deborah Chow or Bryce Dallas Howard at all. And you can see the spin that they're putting out there to basically say, you don't like this because, it's so hard for women to get into Star Wars. No, it's not hard. They did the job with good stories and respecting what came before. It's like there's nothing wrong with trying something different, but it's just not with an established property like Star Wars. Absolutely not. But Disney's made it obvious they don't want us. They don't want us. They don't want us. They don't want our money or anything, like that. And
I don't know who they would want with like just the skeleton of the story. Like, you could have done some of the whole like revenge thing against the Jedi. Like, I get that, but it's bad storytelling, like just fundamental. That's like the first problem with this. So it's like I don't know who they're going to get on, except people that likes pandering, and then like coming up, like I said, episode 3 and beyond. I think it's like something fundamental with the Force they're going to try to mess with, and I guess probably create. I don't know. Maybe they'll do a new Chosen One or something. Who knows? Like, it's gonna be pretty bad though. Whatever they do.
I wouldn't put it past them. I heard the Force is female, literally. That's what I heard. That's coming in episode 3.
That's gonna be man.
I can't. Just
Gonna be bad.
you know what? Ahsoka was better. I'm going to say, it.
I'm actually watched that again. Ahsoka.
That the production quality was there, but yeah, I got some good laughs. But the story that they had, at least it was, you could actually kind of follow what the heck was going on. This, I don't care what happens to May. I don't care the fact that she has a twin sister. I just don't care. The only person I care about is I just really hope nothing really bad happens to Saul, or they'll probably get rid of him too because he's a man.
Yeah, they gotta totally demasculate him. They're gonna set that up fully up.
Well, they already are. They already are.
Yeah.
Bald green chick giving shitty advice. And then, then the sister's running circles around him. I mean, he's that powerful. He would have. I mean, the 4 that she's actually trying to kill would have put an end to her in a heartbeat. But we'll see where it's gonna go.
Man, meditation for 10 years. You must really stink. I'm just saying.
Yeah, a lot of good that meditation did you, man. You learn nothing. You learn nothing. Meditating.
0. Man. First of all, thank you all for popping on the panel with me.
No problem.
Great.
I just
couldn't have done it without y'all. Like, I don't know how I would have got through this.
No, I really wouldn't have either.
Couldn't have done it without you, man.
Is it really that bad? I need witnesses. Like, oh god, yeah, it was really bad. It was really freaking bad. But it's gonna provide us with some tons of content.
Yeah,
and
I just gotta see it up till when this whole fundamental change. I definitely gotta see that to witness it.
Yeah, that's gonna be my Rubicon. We're gonna see just how bad it freaking is. So yes, my beloved channel members, next week. I mean, I actually did pretty good because I only got through like half of this. So that's
Oh, what you drinking?
This is Menage a Trois Pinot Grigio called Limelight, and it's got Notes of zesty key lime and mouth-watering green apple flavors. This is actually one of my favorite red wine blends. And I should try use it in all of my homemade sangria. Very, very, very good red wine. But yeah, I didn't get too much of the bottle. I guess I'm going to save that for episode 3.
Right, you probably need it for that. I went in with full senses this time, but I'm definitely going to drink something like next week. Next week for sure.
I mean, it's not even a fun train wreck. It's just it was boring.
No. Fun train wrecks at least give you something, to interested, even if it's just bad. And it's like, hey, it's funny, and it should kind of, piques my interest. But this is just absolutely, yeah, you're welcome. That's why I do this. That's why I do this. It's just like, no, you don't need Disney. You don't need Disney Plus. And I just no. As a matter of fact, I'm like, I'm gonna try to cancel my Disney Plus as soon as this is over, as far as I'm gonna go. But I'm telling you, I think next week is gonna do it. I think that's gonna do it. It's okay, Mark.
Again.
It is. It's okay. It's not as entertaining as Ahsoka. I mean, we did all the episodes, and it was just
that would have been. I did episode breakdowns by myself, but to do a roast while watching it, because that actually was a joke. Because there was so much silliness in that show, it was like, and then the bad acting.
How many times is she going to keep crossing her arms?
Rosario, like, she took the money and ran. Like, I don't give a shit.
I said, I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her one bit. I'm just mad at who was giving her direction, because I'm like, no, my girl has much more range than this.
Right.
A ton more range than this. Yeah, I said the farting space whales, forest whales. Yeah. Yeah, running on whale farts. At least that was fun stuff that we could pick out. But this is absolutely freaking horrible. And Polly, as you were saying, Rolling Stone, they pulled their review, and I believe it was quite critical. Am I correct?
Actually, we got new news. It's back up. They actually put it up before the embargo.
Okay.
So I was just giving that information, because that would have been a disaster. So from what I heard, it's back up, but it's still behind a paywall. So I do have the article. Okay. I do have the review.
But it's still it's a negative review.
It's a negative review. Yeah. So, kind of looking it over here. My friend sent me a screen grab, so it's like,
their tone in general is pretty much.
Well, I think what we had said before is that, turns out if the Jedi got wiped out because they were soft, self-congratulatory, and far too hung up on rules that did more harm than good. If Mace Windu had just told young Anakin that he was allowed to go kiss Padme, for Pete's sake, the Emperor never would have been created. Then the Clone Wars and the Rebel cartoons did any better than the Jedi. The newest Disney Star Wars series, Acolyte, at least attempts to openly confront the reality that the Jedi are smug, complacent, and kind of terrible. But the execution of that idea is spotty throughout the 4 episodes given to critics. And the decision to set it a century before the rise of the Empire seems to defeat the purpose of the whole thing, because the Jedi of the Phantom Menace have learned exactly 0 lessons. So, then it goes on. Story runs the Jedi. Got May. This is my first time reading it.
Oh no worries. I think it's like it's a good I agree with them on that. It's a very interesting premise about the Jedi being complacent, but the execution is freaking horrible.
They said that Lee has some language barrier problems with the English, but he still gives the necessary amount of gravitas, warmth, and regret as Soul.
He was the best thing.
I didn't really
Mhm.
feel like it was a English barrier really at
Mhm.
all.
Most of the pieces are uneven at best, if not simply underwhelming. Carrie-Ann Moss's well and opening action set piece. Let me try to read this the way he. Manny Jacinto injects some well grounded energy as May's ally, Quamir. Like Han Solo and Finn, he doesn't care much about the Force, which is the element that the prequels lacked badly. Oh, I guess Quamir is like the little dime bag Ezra. Okay. Especially, let me see. Yeah, and then they bring in Johnson's The Last Jedi. Without having seen the back half of the season, it's hard to know for sure where Headland stands in this debate, but the Acolyte certainly seems pro broom boy so far. Okay.
Everyone's the Force. Yeah.
Right. Even so, the particular moment in which Headland has chosen to tell the story seems too confined. In the Phantom Menace, the Jedi have been overseeing a peaceful Sith-free galaxy for 1,000 years.
Right.
They are confident in the rightness of all their decisions. The situation with May, Osha, and May's mysterious, seemingly Sith Lord Master raised questions that fly in the face of where the Jedi are philosophically when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon find little Anakin in the sands of Tatooine. Yeah, just there you go. The headline is for the Rolling Stone article. This Star Wars prequel series isn't a force to be reckoned with. Even a veteran Jedi Master would lose patience with the latest Disney Plus addition to the canon, which focuses on a pair of twins, Revenge and Z's, like Sleepy Z's and yeah. Okay.
This should be written like a thriller, and it's not. Just
right. Because they can have those elements. I said, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sil?
Yeah. No, I was like, yeah, it can have those elements of, picking off masters of the Jedi, but it's like with just a little more character to it. Like the concept can actually work. It's just, I said, just execution. We know it's not going to get better,
No, because they're not giving us that mystery. It'll be different, I want to say if it was like soap opera timing, I always bring this up because with soap opera timing, the exposition is very deliberate and stuff builds up, and it's kind of like, who's next? I don't know. Next thing you know, boom, they're gone. What the heck happened? And you're invested in that. With this, just no. Just no. So congratulations.
I got a little more here.
Ooh, what do you got?
Okay. Headland and their collaborators regrettably struggle to differentiate Osha and May from one another, even when they're wearing different clothes and pursuing different agendas. And it's even worse in the third episode, a listless flashback, where the two girls, played by Leah and Lauren Brady, are styled identically.
Just creatively, why?
Meaning 180 million.
180 million on this, y'all.
Got stretch that money.
Did not have that issue at all with Andor. My issue with Andor was pace, but you knew the characters, you knew the stakes, and each episode got better and better, and it was a great ending. It was a fantastic ending.
You had to get to episode 3, and then Andor just takes
Mhm.
off.
Mhm.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, the first 2 episodes could have just been like, yeah.
that could have been one. I was just like, nah, I'm out. I don't have the patience. But you could see the quality there. And as someone again who just saw the 6 movies, you could look at that like, okay, yeah, I can see where that fits in. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
those-
you know, there, I see why they're going after, they're doing the preventative just because they're doing a manla dirty in this. This is a lot for an actor to take on. I think she's doing an admirable job. It's not her fault as far as, oh, you can't differentiate, with the hood or with that. They really needed to make, it's almost like what they're gonna do. Let me go back. Spider-Verse that came out last year. You saw the 2 different Miles Moraleses in the 2 different universes. 2 different looks, and yet they looked like each other, but they were styled so differently. That's what this needed.
Yeah.
I
If they were
agree.
committed to the twin thing, because like I said, I still think they should have did the
Mhm.
brother sister, but I guess they didn't want to do Luke Leia, so it's like okay, same person, but that it should be distinct. Yeah, it should have been more distinct.
And so the preventative is that, if you hate this, then you hate women, and it's really a shame because it's just it's lazy, because your work isn't up to grade. And just like you said, it's like, listen, Disney Star Wars, if anything, they actually had some pretty decent female characters that we kind of liked. Jen Erso, Gina Carano, and then the directors. We never complained. I think we all were in agreement that the Rey character was terrible, but Daisy is a good actress.
Yeah, she wouldn't-
I don't think so. And then you go back to the OTs in the prequels. It's like, they had great female characters all around, but that's so they're just missing the whole point of Star Wars.
They really are. They really are. And as point of personal privilege, as a female Star Wars fan for longer than I care to mention, this is a slap in the face. It really is. You mean you're trying to tell me that, oh, just because we slap the term female led on it, that should be enough. That is not enough to make it Star Wars. That's just lazy and it's disingenuous. And like you were saying, like with the Mandla, that part with the twins is it's badly written. You can tell she's doing the best job that she can, but it's not written well. There should be a stark difference between the two, like a difference between Jason Solo and Jaina Solo. Okay, there should be a distinct difference between the two of them, but wasn't fleshed out, and I blame the writing for that.
Oh yeah, writing, execution. I mean, the twin reveals was terribly executed. I mean, just like with the first reveal, because the good one realizes the bad one's out there, and then they try to redo it again. The second one, the evil one realizes the good one. It just fell flat. That's what in the moment I was like, this is nothing. Like what? She's alive. Like okay, we just went through this episode 1. Like what?
Yeah, too early.
Poor execution. Yeah.
In that moment where they finally see each other, like it's
like,
if anything, I don't know where the story's going, but I thought it would have been very interesting if she would have stunned her and been captured. That would have been really interesting. The relationship between Soul and the 2 twins is interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see more, because we've had
Mhm.
that with Anakin and Ahsoka. Then it got less interesting, but this whole idea of your master letting you down because you trust him with everything, you know,
That's a story.
that's part of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. You know, Palpatine manipulated Anakin to where he literally set the universe on fire. Fantastic. I don't think you can top that. And I think they're going to try to really mess with that. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
she's a weak character. You're right. She's written very weak.
Very, very weak. And that's
Mhm.
and that's such a shame because there's potential in this. And
Mhm.
I guess it sounded good in Leslie's head. It's like there's ideas that sound good in your head, but you need to storyboard those out when it comes to an actual story. You need to answer the question, why should I care to keep watching? Why should I
Mhm.
care to keep watching? You know, what's going on? Prime example, Squid Game. Why did I care to keep watching? Because I wanted to know what was going to happen to Lee Jung Jae's character. Because he was like, yeah, I'm just in this, so I can pay some debts or whatever. And then Ish starts getting real. And they're just like, we need to know what happens to him. Is he going to
And that's the
survive the
character.
next round?
That's the character setup right there. It's like that's good storytelling. Like you nail his story from the beginning. You have people dying all around him, but
Yeah.
they're just there for his experience,
Yeah.
from his point of view, right? So that's how you kind of care. I was like, that's how you do
So
a story.
I'm sorry, guys. I actually have a top of the hour a political live stream to get into, so I
I'm
need to take a little break. This is great.
sorry, we
No,
kept
no.
it
I
up longer.
do gotta get going.
Uh,
Thank you for the invite, and let's maybe we can do this on my channel for the finale if you want. Let's do something together.
oh, I
know.
like that.
Let's do something.
I like that.
Sil, is that how you say it?
So,
Yep.
yeah,
Sil, great hanging out with you, sir.
for sure, man. For sure.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
folks.
Sharing in the pain.
Subscribe to Paulie. Subscribe to
The
Paulie's
pain.
For
channel.
sure, for sure. Will do.
Yeah. On latinosland.com, guys, we review all the big films, but then we review indie films, films we think you should go and check out, and as well as connected to our YouTube channel. So thanks a lot, everybody.
Cool.
Thanks
care,
so
man.
much, Paulie.
Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Folks, honestly, I think I
Daily
can only do
routine.
this. I think I can only do this to like episode 3. I mean, like I said, Ahsoka, there was enough to kind of keep us interested and invested and going, even though some of it was stupid as I don't know what. But this is a damn disgrace.
We gotta see episode 3. Like the more I'm kind of seeing, what people are saying that saw the events, it's like, okay, 3 sounds like you just gotta witness this when it happens because
oh yeah,
it's all it goes down after that. Like
we doing this here for episode 3. It's like I need to feel that height of passivity like everyone else did when they went to the theater and they saw The Last Jedi. I didn't get that. I got that like a little later on, because literally for people who were saying, oh, you're just, man babies, you don't like seeing a women in Star Wars. I'm like, no, I'm a woman and your stuff sucks.
yeah.
It absolutely freaking sucks. And it's insulting that you think that just because I'm a woman that I should put up with this nonsense. No. Your stuff needs to be good.
A woman created, she wrote it, the lead. That's all they think. It's like just like window dressing or something. Like, hey, just this is what we have. You should come in and buy this, but yeah, the fundamental thing, like in Last Jedi, yeah, just imagine being in theaters for that. Like it was like a gut punch, waiting for Luke Skywalker all these years, getting, you know, kind of faked out in Force Awakens. He's like, okay. A lot of us, I don't speak for everybody, but we kind of forgave Force Awakens a little bit because it was like, okay, Luke's coming, you know.
Yeah, it was like, okay, all right, let's see what happens. But I think with because what had happened with me is I'd went to see Solo, and it was and I'm like, well, okay, so maybe The Last Jedi, maybe this is just a one-off. Let me see what happens. And then I watched The Last Jedi, and I was so pissed off. I didn't look at anything Star Wars for like a year.
Yeah.
I said, wait, Luke's gonna wake up. It's gonna be like Who Shot JR. He's gonna wake up in the shower like Bobby Ewing, and everything is gonna be set right. Or, you know, he's just like, you know what? Nah, I can't let y'all go out like this. I'm gonna fix this. Don't worry.
Right.
I'm sorry I threw the lightsaber away the first time, but I found it. We are going to fix this. I was just like, no, I can't believe that they freaking did that. So this here,
we shouldn't be surprised, right? After they did that
No.
to Luke, it's like, okay, none of these guys stand a chance. Like, you know, they really gonna
None.
make everybody look bad, you know, and again,
None.
popping up this female thing when you could have a cool female protagonist, but it's like it's from the conception. This show is bad. That's the thing. Ahsoka. My problem with Ahsoka was that I'm more of a casual Star Wars watcher, so I wasn't big on like Rebels. I don't really know.
Neither. I didn't watch it.
So watching that show, it felt like it was a lot of callbacks that I wasn't getting. I was like, oh, let me just kind of see the performance. Ahsoka's not that bad. I mean, Ray Stevenson helped a lot with that. I could get through it. Like you know, it wasn't like just like poor story. You know, this here, like I said, man, this is, you know, I thought Obi-Wan was okay. That show, it was, you know, uneven. But I could get through it. I mean, the Book of Boba Fett was terrible.
Oh, that was ass.
But I said, I think I would watch that. I think I would watch that before Acolyte. And I don't even like the Boba Fett thing. I didn't like it. Sheesh. That was tough. That was tough. But episode 3.
This is trash. I may have to bring the dark rum for that one, because just
to
watch this implode is just anyway. I'm just thankful for y'all helping me get through this right now. Episode 3 is probably going to have a whole lot of other non-ladylike words, and that's probably why they're only doing half-hour episodes. Either way, we'll be back here next week, hopefully. Sil, you can join us.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll try to get free for sure. I probably won't be able to watch it without y'all anyway. So yeah,
It's like we gotta all watch this together. Like, yeah, it's verified. It's just crap. Just crap. Well, so please let the folks know where they can find you.
Yeah, definitely on the main YouTube channel at Sil Abdul Pod on YouTube. We cover primarily DC Comics entertainment. Sometimes we get some reports on that, but we cover a lot of current stuff. I have nice different panels, so we get kind of different thoughts on stuff and look ahead. And then at times we'll mix in some Star Wars and things like that. But that's the main channel to catch me on. And like I said, we have a lot of fun over there. Just, we kind of have our roast as well too, I guess. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I may queue up some stuff. Yeah, a lot of people out there, I don't know if they're looking forward to how much they're looking forward to the James Gunn DC and the stuff like that. So we're gonna be covering that pretty hardcore. So tune in for that. And we, like I said, we kind of talk about everything eventually, but it's mostly DC. So.
All right. Florentine says, yeah, only for Lorena and Sil. Nobody. And Ellen says, will the next episode be next Tuesday? Yes, it will. Same bad time, same bad channel.
This is gonna be
Because
the Star Wars next Tuesday.
next week, next week it's going to be like a nuke went off. I mean, for everything I understand, episode 3 is, it's
Man.
finally, you know what? F y'all in the show. Here.
That may be
You take your Disney Star Wars and, go on with it. I'll stick over here with the rest of my stuff. And somebody had mentioned watching the original movies. We did have a member watch party with A New Hope, so we did do that. So yeah, eventually we'll get to all of them. I'm backed up with so many movies we got to watch, but yeah, it's like, go back. I mean, if you like The Acolyte, it's okay. It's okay if you like The Acolyte. That's fine. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not supposed to like it. Don't let somebody tell you what you're supposed to or not supposed to like. But as for me, this is garbage. This is hot garbage. And Leslie Headland needs to be put on top of an anthill and have honey poured on her and just leave her there.
Wow. That's not to be worse punishments than that, but it's like I'm normally an optimistic person, and if people check my channel, you'll see I really go in with the best intentions possible, because I already knew Lorraine, I knew you was ready to roast this. So I was like, hey, because that's one thing too, me and you are mutuals. We have different opinions on a lot of projects, right? And it's like, and that's cool, and so like you said, some people may see this and say, hey, that's my jam. It's just not mine. But it's like, I try to approach this like, just tell me a good story. Like, I can deal with performances and the different lore, because I know there's people more hardcore than others. But just when you just give me a bad storytelling, it's just like, I can't help you, bro. I can't. You could be boring but still be a good story. I can't do it. Mm-mm.
No, and not when you got the likes of Leslie Headland, basically, and Kathleen Kennedy, how hard it is to be a woman directing Star Wars, because the fan base is so, predominantly male, and they don't want women in their space. Girl, stop freaking whining, okay? Just don't. And that's part of the reason why I watch this stuff, because, if you're a guy, they're going to push back on you and say, you're a misogynist or whatever. They'll just say that I have internalized misogyny, which is BS, whatever. I don't care. But the reason why we do this is to give those of you out there in the audience how other people watch this, how they see this show, and you can make up your mind. But I'm gonna tell Disney right now, y'all gonna get a lot of people, if they haven't already, dumping Disney Plus, because dang it, there's just no. I will keep my Hulu and cut y'all loose.
By the time it's already getting started, people, it's just debuted, the last couple hours, and it's gonna be some pitchforks and everything with Disney. Like, I think this could be like that last straw, like Paulie was saying, like, if you gave it a chance up to this point, it's like you did not get rewarded at all with this. And if you think this is bad, episode 3 is gonna really it's gonna really do it.
Man, stop giving these stupid people shows. Dang.
We got a Skeleton.
All right, folks.
That's
and it's what?
That show Skeleton Crew. So we'll see.
I'm done. Well, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Of course, please do subscribe to Sil. Please do subscribe to Paulie, the Latino Slant. Please do subscribe to myself. And we will see y'all next week for episode 3. Get ready.
Yes.